Hi there, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Tina from Tinaheals.com, and this is a very special video that I have been intending to make for a while, and many people have asked me this, that why does the lingam look like an erect phallus? Okay, what is the meaning behind the lingam looking like an erect phallus? So this is a very good mystery and a very profound understanding. But before I get into explaining this, Shiva is not a person. Shiva is a cosmic force. Kali is not a person. Kali is a cosmic force. Shiva is the masculine force. Kali is the feminine force. That's the difference. The yin and the yang. Okay. Now, what I want to talk about first is, before we have to understand a bit about Shiva, before I explain to you all about the erect phallus and the symbology, okay? So Shiva is divided into three. The way you may get to Shiva, or the way you may experience Shiva, is Nirguna Shiva, Nirguna Brahman, which is the formless side of Shiva. Saguna Shiva, okay? Saguna Shiva is when he's manifest, when he's all of the universe. From a leaf to a cricket chirping to the largest quasars and pulsars, all of that is Shiva, okay? He is all form, but no form can describe him. Okay, now the third is Saguna Nirguna together. Okay, Saguna Nirguna, in this state, Shiva becomes the Shivling. Okay, that is the most important thing. This is the Shaguna Nirguna state of Shiva together. Okay, the formless as well as Shiva embodied in the universe, right? So Shivlingam is, the meaning of it is Shiva means Lord, and Lingam is a symbol or a chinya, as we say in Sanskrit, or a mark. Okay, so it's a symbol of the divine masculine and the divine feminine together. Okay, actually. So this is a symbol of Shiva. When you want to manifest something, you pray to the Shivling. Okay, now everything in the universe stems from a pindi. A pindi is a dot. Okay, so if you look at monozygotic cells and all of that, everything emanates from a dot or pindi, right? And the lingam is also basically emanates from one pinda, one spherical object here, one pindi. Okay, now this is concretizing the abstract. That's why it looks different, it looks strange to some people who are not into symbology, right? It says natasya pratima asti in the Yajurveda. Natasya pratima asti. That means there is no image of the Lord. There is no image of God. Okay, so people would say that, okay, Hindus pray to 33 crore gods are mistaken. Hindus worship consciousness. Okay, Nirguna Shiva, everything that's formless. Shaguna Shiva, which is all of the universe. All the forms are Shiva, but no one form can describe Shiva. And this is the combination of Niguna and Saguna together. Okay, it's Shiva in manifestation form, right? Natasya pratima asti. So the Hindu does not worship 33 crore gods. It's actually nadis and other esoteric allegory involved in this. So we worship consciousness, and our ancestors were always aware that everything is conscious. Okay, everything is conscious. So when you look at Shiva, Shiva appears in three forms. He is S-I-V-A, Siva. She is S-H-I-V-A. S-H-I-V-A is actually feminine, Shiva. And Shivam is it, or neutral. So even Shiva comes, not just as binaries. There's a neutral version to Shiva, Shivam. Now, the lingam it reminds us of an erect phallus. Okay, many people have said this, many people have commented. Now, we know that Shiva is beyond lust. We know Shiva is beyond calm, beyond desire. So why is he represented with an erect phallus? Okay. Now, in fact, Shiva is about the rejection of desire. So how can, his phallus be erect? How can this male cosmic principle that we call Shiva, how can the creation, the phallus of that, it's an allegorical phallus, of course, how can that be erect? Because this is an inner fire that keeps this phallus erect. It's not any 3D desire. It stems from Tapogni. Tapas is sadhana or spiritual practices, and Agni is fire. Okay, this erect phallus is because of Tapogni, the inner fire that is created by sadhana. Shiva is the most powerful sadhaka, the most powerful yogi in all creation. Okay, and this erect phallus is due to the ananda or the bliss he feels while he's meditating, while he's in samadhi. Okay, the samadhic state brings him such joy that his phallus, symbolic phallus, is erect, right? Now, Shiva is in a state of cosmic arousal, right? He's not attracted to 3D based procreation. He is aroused by cosmic fire. Okay, that's why he is in this state of arousal, right? And the phallus is not just an organ for sexuality or elimination. It is it represents the masculine, and the erection is because of the churning of the Tapogni within him, the spiritual fires that are awakened in Shiva. We all can be Shivas, you all have to be Shivas, that's the destination. Okay, so the Tapogni is the reason for his erect phallus. But if he his erection is a state of primeval or primordial or primal arousal, right? It's a primal ananda or bliss that comes from his own self, right? It's not external stimulation that gives him an erection. It's the Tapogni within him, the churning that's going on incessantly that gives him this erection, because he's connected to the divine source. He is the divine source. Okay. Now, Kali is Shakti, and Kali knows that Shiva's erection or his arousal needs grounding for creation to commence. Okay, and it needs her yoni or her vagina to ground the phallus of Shiva. Okay, now because if this is not grounded, then Shiva will become Agni Stambha. Agni Stambha is the infinite pillar of fire. With the Tapogni churning inside of him, being in this constant state of arousal, Shiva will become the infinite pillar of fire. Okay. This Agni Stambha is also known as Fohat. Okay, Fohat as HPB calls it. Now each spark of this Agni Stambha is infused with beingness, okay, or Brahman. But without Shakti, it cannot manifest. Okay, it cannot manifest 3D, it cannot manifest any form, it remains formless. Okay, so Kali or Shakti, the divine feminine, sits atop him. And this is known as Viparita Maithuna, when the woman is on top. Okay, and it gives pleasure to many women actually being on top. because it's a very primordial reason. Because Shakti sits on Shiva in Viparit Maithuna and grounds his phallus with her yoni. Okay, his erection is grounded by her yoni, right? And so as to he doesn't become formless or a rupa. He must manifest. That is why she grounds him with her yoni. Okay, and now Kali grounds Mahakal with her yoni to manifest creation. So all of this universe and all of its beauty can be manifested. Okay. Now only with Viparit Maithuna or Kali on top can the Lingam be created, as it can the Shaguna Nirguna come together and creation can start. Okay. Now Shakti is making love to Shiva. This is the Hyros Gamas, the divine copulation. And so as he remains engaged in the creation process, so Shiva does not become Shava or a dead body or a corpse of infinite fire. Basically Kali, by grounding his phallus with a yoni, awakens desire in Shiva. Okay, desire in the masculine. And her on top of him, this Viparit Maithuna, is what stirs his emotions. Okay? And oftentimes you will see that men, when they see a woman on top, they get stupefied. This is a very primordial reaction. Okay? And because Kali sits atop him and grounds his phallus and stirs his emotions, the semen starts to flow downward, the semen of the divine masculine. Okay, otherwise the semen is flowing upwards. Okay, and she grounds him, so the semen flows downwards into her womb, so she may start producing planets and black holes and quasars and whatnot, right? So life can be created in a womb. So Shiva the ascetic is now grounded into a householder. Okay, and she engages him towards life and towards creation. Okay, and how the creation functions, right? But Shakti by herself cannot function without Shiva's primordial wisdom. This is very important, okay? The male-female polarities need one another. Female needs to ground the male energy. And only by the act of copulation of Viparit Maithuna can this male energy be grounded into creating something special. Okay? Now the divine act of Viparit Maithuna is depicted in the Lingam as Shiva. Okay, this is how the sages saw Shiva Shakti in union. Shiva phallus, Shakti yoni, grounded. Creation begins. Okay, yoni is the bed. It is the anchor. Okay, it's what holds it together. Okay, without the yoni, the lingam would be flaccid, would not stand. Okay. It would become fire. That's a symbol. It would become Agni Stambha. Now, the yoni gives it the grounding, the anchoring, and the strength to stand and create. Only the magic of Viparit Maithuna enables creation. So, woman on top is very important. Kali must be on top of Shiva. Okay. Many women also have found that orgasm comes easier if they are on top of a man. Okay. Now the Shivalingam is the symbol of yoga, or the union between Shiva and Shakti. Now by Viparit Maithuna, Ishvara becomes Bhagavan by accepting the vagina, which is also known as Bhaga. Okay, so by accepting the vagina, Ishvara becomes Bhagavan. Okay, Bhagwan Ram, Ram Sita, polarities, male, female. Okay, once Shiva accepts the bhag or the vagina of the goddess, he becomes engaged through Viparita Maithuna, and he creates. Okay, now only by the act of woman on top, feminine on top, which is also known as Viparit Maithuna, is creation enabled. Don't forget that. And Shiva becomes engaged, right? And while he is engaged in the whole process, he slowly opens half his eyes to look at Shakti or Kali. Okay, and that, as he opens his eyes, creation stabilizes, and the Laya layers awaken, and the winds of Fohat start circulating. So he slowly opens his eye. So this is also another symbol for half eyes open. It's a cyclical process, but also when Shiva looks at Kali in the act of copulation, with her on top of him in Viparit Maithuna. Okay, so that's when the winds of Fohat start circulating. Now there is also a kalash that drips water onto the Shivling. Okay, I don't know if you've seen it, and that is also symbolic of the semen that comes forth from the phallus. Okay, also the vaginal discharge, symbolic of semen and the feminine counterpart. Okay, so essentially the sages, they associated the male body to the mind, because the penis gets transformed massively between excited and relaxed states. So the erection is a huge change that comes to the organ itself when it's in an excited state. So they say erect penis is, stirred mind. But Shiva's mind is not stirred, yet he has an erect phallus. Okay, and this is the physical expression of Satchitananda. Sat Chit Ananda. If Shiva's semen flows downward, then there will be mortality. There will be death. That's, as we see in the 3D world, there is death, there is, devastation. The semen must flow upward once creation is started. The semen must again traverse upwards. And this is known as Urdhavaretas. Urdhavaretas. Okay, Urdh is upward. Varetas, okay, and this is actually a metaphor for the reversal of the senses. That's what Shiva does. He reverses the engagement of the 5 senses. Now, that was a bit about why the Shivlingam has been depicted as an erect phallus and a yoni. What is the metaphysical meaning behind the Shivlingam? How Kali makes love to Shiva through the Viparit Maithun and creates reality and multiverses and quasars and whatnot. So a lot more coming up on my YouTube channel about Shiva. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and book your Shiv Puja, book your Shakti Path, Shiva Kavad, Shiva Havan, as well as initiation into the mysteries of Shiva and Tantra. Drop me an email if you're interested. Thank you and speak soon.